What's up, YouTube? It's me, Chase, coming at you again with another fish tank video. I would like to apologize yet again for it being probably over a month since I've posted a video, but I'm going to jump right into it. We've had a lot of things going on with the tanks, been a little hectic, and haven't been able to maintenance the tanks like I'm supposed to. And, well, I made a newbie mistake at one point, and I ended up losing an angelfish. So let's talk about that. So this is the biggest, prettiest angelfish that I had. This is the one that died. He ended up eating about 17 neon tetras within about a 2-day span. So he gluttoned himself and killed himself, basically. So, let me see if I can bring you guys up to speed. So, I made a newbie mistake, and that is kind of how I lost one of the angelfish. But yeah, the new mistake was I got excited. See, I got all 5 of these Serpe tetras, and I had gotten about 10, 15, 17 neon tetras. I can't remember. It was probably about 17, 18 neon tetras. And instead of quarantining them, I ended up just tossing them all in the tank. I let them temperature acclimate, kind of like I have these guys doing right now. We'll talk about them in a second. But yeah, so I ended up just tossing them in the tank, and oh my goodness, that was the worst thing to ever do. I ended up with 1 dead angelfish, and I ended up with a tank full of worms. So I ended up having to do the whole process. I had to take the bubblers out because they have deactivated charcoal in them, and keep all that turned off. I just kept the filtration running. I had to dose the tank with meds, and over the month span, well, actually that's probably been a little longer than a month, but it took about a month for the tank to get back healthy. We got rid of the worms. Did a couple massive water changes, and just kept feeding them meds to make sure everybody's okay. So far the tank is doing good. Again, we still have yet to plant the tank. For those of you that's been following along, you guys know that this tank will end up getting planted. I've got a few ideas I'm not quite sure on yet, but until then the tank is actually going to keep running like it is. So I got a lot of algae on the back glass back there. I do need to get in and clean that off. I was going to let it kind of do its thing like I normally do with all the other tanks, but it's just not looking good to me. So we'll take that out. So on top of losing one of the angelfish, I actually lost my other red velvet swordtail. He ended up with a bunch of worms and died, and that was pretty much when the tank was starting to come back to, you know, being healthy again. Like I said, guys, it takes a little while. Just do a bunch of water changes, and don't make the noob mistake of not quarantining your fish whenever you buy new fish. And I was thinking that angelfish could live with the neon tetras. I know they are really, really small, but don't be like me. Just go with the general rule of thumb, and if the other fish is small enough to get inside of the bigger fish's mouth, don't put them in the tank. That's all I can say. So those are the new mistakes that I have made. I got real excited, guys. I was like, yeah, I'll finally be able to have this tank stocked. You know, I figured I'd be pretty much done. Maybe 20 more of the neon tetras, because they are really small, and you know, there was still a lot of space left. And man, I really like the neon tetras in this tank. They all grouped together, and they did that whole schooling thing. These guys will do it too, but they do like to spread out. And of course the tank is peaceful, so most of the time if the tank is peaceful, the fish won't school as much. I notice when I go to clean, if I, you know, stick the scrub brush in there or whatever, then you will see that all of these tetras kind of group together, and they start really kind of watching each other's back and protecting each other, and it's actually really cool to watch. But yeah, don't make those new mistakes, people. So in the long run, if you guys have been following along, you guys know that I do have one of these loaches. He's actually a dwarf loach in this tank. There he is. I know I've seen him wiggling around a little bit while I've been talking, but yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. They're very active. I mean, he's real sporadic. He's quick too. I've been trying to find more of these guys. I finally found more of these guys, so I took the rest that they had. I don't know, I might have left one of those loaches in the tank. These guys have been quarantined. They've been quarantining for a good while, so they're ready to go in this tank. So I'm letting them temperature acclimate. I'm taking a little bit of water out of this tank and putting it in the bag every so often, just so I can get them to acclimate to the water parameters that's in the tank, so they don't shock out and die or something. But that's pretty much where we're at, people. Oh yeah, you guys remember there was an angelfish, or not an angelfish, but a beta fish that was in this tank. She went through emotions and stressed herself out. I ended up having to put her in another tank by herself, let her calm down and heal herself. She started losing all her fins, and I had to nurse her back to health. She is now currently in the 10-gallon tank that's planted. Maybe I can get a shot of her real quick. Okay, and there's that pretty beta fish, like I said. She's looking real good now, and this tank does need to be maintenance. There's a lot of algae everywhere, all on the glass, all on the rocks and stuff, all on the plants. That moss ball came off of the actual ball that it was on, which is back there in the corner. So it's kind of just doing what it does. I try to mess with it, but it never stays where I put it. But yeah, I haven't actually cleaned this tank since I put her in this tank because she was very stressed out from the last few moves that I've did with her. So once I got her in this tank, I was like, I'm just going to leave the tank alone for a few weeks, let her get acclimated to it real well, and then, you know, not stick my hands in there and get her all freaked out. So, as of right now, this tank is still dirty. It is probably going to get cleaned here this weekend, like, real soon, so. Well, I pretty much believe that this is going to be the end of the video. I just wanted to do something real short, sweet, and simple to bring you guys up to speed. Let you guys see what fish I've got. Like I said, I got 5 Serpae tetras in here. There's already 1 dwarf zebra loach in here, and I got my angelfish, of course. My buddy's still here. And next video, these guys will be in there. It's going to be a little while before I can actually get them out of the bag because I do want to keep acclimating them the right way. Like I said, I don't want them to, you know, get shocked and die or anything. So stay tuned for that video. And as usual, if you guys do like these videos, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, maybe even hit that bell so you get notified every time I do upload a new video. And yeah, until next time, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.